We're doing a service today on my brother-in-law's Kia Carnival. This is the 3.8 petrol with the V6. So the filter's just on the top. That's quite easy to get to, 27mm. Just spin that plastic casing off and take it out, and it's a cartridge filter. We'll check the air filter. Obviously we're going to do all the fluids. We're going to flush the brake fluid today as well, and we'll check the battery, proper service. So I'll get it on the jack stands now, and we'll whip the wheels off because obviously we're going to flush the brake fluid, and yeah, we'll go from there. Let's do it. That's it, guys. The Kia's up on jack stands, all 4 wheels off, and now we're just going to go around and do some basic checks, see if we can find anything wrong with it. But straight away, the first thing I'm noticing, look at them tyres. There is no tread left on them. Absolutely done, especially on this inner shoulder here. Look at that. That's the first tyre there. Very worn. You know, that's illegal. There's no tread on that one. Just go to the near side rear, and same again. It's a little better, so I'll put these rear ones on the front, so there's more tread on the front. This has had a bit of brake work recently, so I know the actual brakes are good on this. But when we bleed the brakes, we'll adjust the handbrake. This is just the near side rear now. And as you can see, tyres gone again. Near side front, and yeah, goosed. Look at the state of that. Look under there just now. See that leak there? Obviously it's wet on the subframe. Connects to the steering rack, and yeah, as you can see, the boot is ripped, and that's just caused by fluid leaking past the seals on the steering rack, filling up the boot, and then it leaks past the boot. Yeah, that's just fucked. It's fallen off, completely fallen off. Push it back on for now, but it needs to be replaced. Not only that, but the steering rack needs to be removed, and the steering rack needs to be rebuilt, because you can't put the seals in yourself on these. The steering rack actually has to come out, and then the steering rack has to be sent to a specialist, and then they redo the seals, and then you get it back, and you can fit new boots, put the steering rack back in, new power steering fluid, then you're good to go. But yeah, that needs to be done because it's leaking power steering fluid. It's shiny and it's just dripping down here onto the subframe. Yeah, that's quite bad. That needs to be done. So at the moment we're on 4 tyres, right hand side front, steering rack gaiter and steering rack rebuild. So this is all what I'll recommend to the customer. Just anything I find on the service like this, I'll just recommend it, because if you drive around like that, you're going to lose power steering fluid, and it's quite dangerous. And we're gonna flush the fluid as well. But for now, I'll just get set up, and then we're going to drain the oil and change the filter. Let's do it. All we're going to do now then is just change that filter, which is just 27mm, 27mm socket and a wrap. That's it. And just whip it off. Shouldn't be very tight, it's only a plastic casing going onto an aluminium housing, so it shouldn't be too bad. You can just leave that draining for 5 minutes if you want. This has been sat like this for quite a while, so I'll just whip it in there. Just pop that filter out. Just leave it to drain a little minute. Just give this housing here a bit of a clean up. The seals here, you should get these with the new filter. So just take them off and replace them, because you've got new ones, so always replace them. Alright, take them off. And just give that a good wash. Give it a good clean. Go over bit of a rag. Make sure there's no brake cleaner in the bottom of there. What you're aiming for is just a nice clean filter housing. You just want to make sure there's no oil basically in the bottom of there. Got a new filter here. This is a R2695P. We're going to use the good one. This is a just pop the new seal around the housing. I always do it with the right end facing down, so just pop that in. Then you'll hear that nice and firm. With these little ones, sometimes I just stick a pick in there, stretch it over without damaging the seal, so it seats, stretch it over so it seats, and then just work it around. Let's just get a little bit of oil out of there and just make sure it's nicely lubricated, and then that's your filter done. So just pop that back in. So you want to make sure that you put it exactly back to where it come off, or torque it up. We'll drop the oil out of it and then get that changed. Let's go. Just give it a little whack. That's enough. And you can just whip out the oil. So just put a brand new one. Just get it and just pop it on there. There you go. It's not too tight, so just take a ratchet, 17mm, and just nip it up. That's enough. Doesn't have to be super tight. Just give it a little spray now. There we go. And then, just for my peace of mind, I go back over it and recheck the bolt. And that's it, oil and filter. Now we'll go around, do the rest of the checks, top up the fluids, do the tyre pressures, even though they've got to be changed, we'll still do them. And then we're going to flush the brake fluid as well. Let's go. Leave it running for 5 minutes, let the oil circulate around the filter. We'll turn it off, leave it for 5 minutes and then recheck the oil. Top it up as necessary. Let's go. Now we're just rechecking the oil here. Let's have a look. Perfect. Right on the mark where it should be, so happy with that. I'll just double check it just to make sure. Yep. Absolutely perfect. So we're going to bleed the brakes now, rotate the tyres and then get on with it. Let's do it. Fluid levels are done, so we've topped up the screen wash. The coolant was completely empty in the expansion tank, so I've actually topped up to where it's supposed to be, but there was not a lot in there, so I'm going to have to investigate that. Oil's done, filter's done, and we are going to do the brake fluid, flush that through. The brake fluid as well, guys, this is what I normally do. I'll use a syringe, like a sucky syringe, just to suck out some fluid out of the reservoir, and then into a drain container. And this also allows the tube to be submerged in fluid, so no air can be sucked back into the system whilst it's in there, so it will only push out and it will only bring fluid back in. And then I'll top that up with brand new fluid, so when we're pushing it through also it's just brand new. So I'll take you over to the, you all start on the rear left, so I'll take you over to rear left now and we'll just flush it through. This is the offside rear now, so we're just going to pump some fluid through, and yeah, then we'll move on to the front. This is the front left now, so I'll go around, pump the fluid through just like we did with the other two brakes. Then we'll move on to the driver's side front. Last one, driver's side front. Let's just flush it through. Just remember to top up your reservoir as you're going round as well. That is the service all done. Put the top case back on. Everything's done up tight. We've checked the air filter and cleaned it out. That bonnet strut's broken there as well, same with that side. We've done the brakes, flushed the fluid. I'm gonna clean the windscreen and replace the wiper blades now, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Fitted two brand new wiper blades here. You've got a 10mm extra long blade, and then there's a 6mm blade. And what we'll do is just give the windscreen a clean, because we've fitted new wiper blades, so we don't want any debris or grit getting caught in the new windscreen wipers. So we'll do that now. Let's go.